And the band name, I actually don't remember. I'm sure I asked it, but I'm old and forgot.
Robert?
Like, it's a really good band name. I've always said, like, I'm not going to say you're better than the Beatles, but name-wise, Dogstar is better than the Beatles.
No, you're out of your... No, come on.
The
Beatles.
What's
in that burrito?
I like puns, and I always go, the Beatles, come on.
Oh, the Quarrymen would have been better.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't like the Beatles?
Exactly. So where did Dogstar come from originally?
We were looking for a name way back because we booked a show.
And so I was in the Nuns when they came up with Dogstar.
Yeah. So we didn't have, we weren't even, we didn't want a name. We weren't ready really, but so we had to come up with a name. And I was reading a Henry Miller book called Sexist at the time. Henry Miller, I love Henry Miller. And I just saw it in a sentence. And I was like, Dogstar.
Is this for effect for the story, or is this what you imagine is our audience right now?
Yeah.
It's brought to you by Somanex.
There's an audience?
Or is it just...
Everyone has tinnitus and that listens, and that'll help ease the tinnitus.
I imagine a tumbleweed.
What's better than food and rock and roll? We're back.
Was that in Tropic of Cancer or the book by Henry Miller I've never heard of? Because that's the only one.
I think it was called Sexist, by Henry Miller, yeah. And I always liked it.
Yeah, Sexist, Plexus.
Yeah, and
Sepsis.
Sepsis, yeah.
This album rocks. This album shows a band that's been out on the road and played for big crowds and wants those crowds to be happy, and they will be all summer long, wherever they play. But I will say, every time there's sort of a change of pace where the tempo gets a little, when things slow down a little, the songs are just amazing. And this is one, I really love this song. So this is The Whisper.
And we're back.
What did you think?
I love it. It's just amazing.
It was like that noise they were making to represent the wind-blown effect.
Phil went and took a shower in between this. He's all wet now.
Your hair is so vibe. It's got like a road. I always pictured that song like you're driving through the desert or New Mexico, or you're driving up the PCH to go to San Francisco. There's like a wind in your life kind of vibe to that song for me.
Absolutely. And by the way,
Northern California.
Yeah. Can we just talk about what Brett, your voice on this record, it's crazy. Like, you guys have seen, I don't know, it sounds like you're just getting better and better as a vocalist. Last time I was bothering you by telling you, I was trying to break down, like, why do I like this guy's voice so much? And I thought, well, he sounds like Robin Zander, one of my favorite singers, a little bit. I'm not saying you don't sound like you're in a cover band, but you have some of his epic rock vocalist voice.
Bono I was picking up.
And Bono is the other one. I hear a lot of...
Robin Bono is his new name.
I hope those are not insulting people to...
No. That's, that's a large section of my record collection you're hitting on there. So, yeah, absolutely. I've always enjoyed Cheap Trick. I've never set out to learn their songs, but it appears that his voice has found its way into me over the years, unintentionally.
Great voice.
Bono, I was much more directly influenced by U2. When I was 17, their concert changed my life and made me want to be a musician.
More the edge, the guitar was stuff?
Yeah, obviously. I was just a guitar player back then. I didn't try to sing yet, and I saw them in San Francisco, and it was the Unforgettable Fire tour. And I think me and the 17,000 people kind of came out of there with a religious experience that night. And I already was playing music, but that was it for me. I was like, yeah, college, I guess I'll continue college, but this is really what I want to do. So.
Well, by the way, I was thinking about, because no joke, I admire so much what you've done. Like, literally, like, you've made Dogstar. Like, you came back after 20 years and overachieved, and now you've really set yourself up to be a band that I look forward. Like, the only people I've ever written bios for many, many times were David Bowie, who would, after I met him as a journalist, he goes, every time he had an album, he would ask me to talk to him again for a bio, and I was thrilled. Amazing. Ringo was the other one. Dogstar now is the third in that trilogy of, that's good company to be in.
Those are two of my idols you just mentioned.
And two amazing
besides
people.
You and Phil.
Yes.
No, honestly.
But I will tell you that I really like, I now want to just keep tracking what you do. And I admire that you're on this path, because I was thinking about it yesterday. U2, as we're recording this, U2 put out an EP out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I recently
It's
when
pretty
I
cool, actually.
and it's very cool. And I was dealing with Springsteen during the Grammys because he ended up voicing over a package that we wrote together. I have a co-write with Bruce, but he was at the same weekend he was writing the song about Minnesota.
Yeah, Minneapolis.
And I thought, okay, I think there's something to be said for what is the secret of life? It's to keep being engaged. The fact that like Bruce and U2, these were there were a lot of our high school bands, that they're still passionate enough to give a shit, to say something.
And you really feel it right now.
Yeah.
And in a time where it's really needed, I
Do
think.
you guys feel like you want to say something about the current state of things? Or do you keep it completely separate? Is that a choice, or
I'm
just
very private.
You're very private.
Yeah, I keep my opinions to myself, and but I am equally concerned, as most people are, about the obvious things.
But you don't want to put any of that in the music.
I don't think I have that voice right now.
Uh-huh.
But by the way, I think you do, like when you talked about being at the festivals, like I think one of the most positive things you can do is just put out, it's the same reason when you go out and do your Somebody Feed Phil tour, like just connecting with people. Just like I no joke, when I heard Springsteen said, we're going back out, we're going to just, and there's very few artists, Bob Dylan, there's not that many that could write the lyrics
Jesse
about
Wells,
the moment.
another
Jesse Wells,
Q Prime artist,
Yes.
who's now with Q Prime, and he's directly doing exactly what you're talking
100%.
Right.
But what I think bands like what you're doing, just going out and playing for people and building a sense of community way.
There's other ways of doing things too. It doesn't, and I look out and I see these other people doing the things that I'm think in my head, oh, I could do it, and they're doing them so much better. But then, of course, to stay silent that's not helping anyone either. But there's different ways, and you have to find your way. Whether it's love, or whether it's cooking, or whether it's just playing music and making people forget about it instead of preaching it or talking. So I'm up for the whole package of.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the most important thing is the love and the unity, and to try to. That kind of peace and understand. And it sounds corny and everything.
No, it's exactly what I try to do.
What it is. It's like, the two things I've learned are important: to say I'm sorry and I love you.